The plane that left the departure gate at JFK echoed with the hollow sound of rolling suitcases and tearful goodbyes. But Ross Geller stood frozen in the corridor, watching the airplane taxi down the runway through rain-streaked windows. Rachel was gone, really truly gone this time. Taking Emma and a piece of his soul to Paris, the group gathered at Central Perk the next morning, their usual booth feeling cavernous, without Rachel's laugh filling the spaces between words. Monica clutched her coffee cup like an anchor, stealing glances at Ross, who sat staring at nothing. Chandler attempted his usual quips, but they fell flat in the heavy air. Phoebe hummed softly, a melancholy tune that somehow captured what none of them could say. Joey ordered Rachel's favorite muffin and left it untouched on the table. Weeks dissolved into months. Monica threw herself into wedding planning with an intensity that worried Chandler, as if perfect centerpieces could somehow restore the missing piece of their circle. She called Rachel daily at first, then weekly, then only when the silence became unbearable. The conversations grew stilted, punctuated by Emma's babbling in French and the distant sound of Parisian traffic. Ross enrolled in a grief counseling group, though he never called it that. He told people it was a life transition seminar, as if euphemisms could soften the ache of losing the love of his life twice. He threw himself into paleontology with renewed passion, leading expeditions to remote dig sites where cell service couldn't reach him and memories couldn't follow. In Paris, Rachel discovered that reinventing yourself at 35 was both exhilarating and exhausting. Emma's first words were in French, which filled Rachel with pride and inexplicable sadness. She excelled at Louis Vuitton, her natural eye for fashion finally finding its place in haute couture. Yet late at night, feeding Emma while rain tapped against their apartment windows, she found herself scrolling through old photos of Central Perk, wondering if she had traded happiness for success. The friends adapted their rituals around the absence. Monica and Chandler's twins arrived 2 years later, filling the apartment with chaos that sometimes drowned out the quiet spaces where Rachel used to be. Joey booked a recurring role on a French soap opera and spent 3 months in Paris, returning with stories of accidentally running into Rachel at a cafe. She looked beautiful, he reported, but different, more polished, more distant, speaking French with Emma like it was the most natural thing in the world. Phoebe married Mike in a small ceremony at Central Perk, Rachel's empty chair decorated with white roses. She flew to Paris for the wedding via video call, Emma waving at the laptop screen while Rachel tried not to cry at seeing them all together. Without her, Ross eventually began dating Sarah, a fellow paleontologist who understood his passion for ancient things and his tendency to retreat into lectures when emotions became too overwhelming. She was kind and patient, never asking why he still wore his watch set to Paris time or why he kept a small photo of Emma in his wallet next to one of Ben. 5 years passed, like seasons changing, gradually, then all at once. Rachel's career soared. She became a respected figure in international fashion. Emma started school, her accent a charming blend of New York sass and Parisian sophistication. But success felt hollow when there was no one to share it with, who truly knew where she had come from. The twist came on Emma's 6th birthday. Rachel had planned a party in their Paris apartment, but Emma made a simple request. She wanted to see Uncle Joey and Aunt Monica and Uncle Chandler and Aunt Phoebe, not through a screen, but really see them. That evening, Rachel made a call that would change everything again, not to return permanently. Paris had become home in ways she hadn't expected, but to build bridges across the ocean. She proposed something radical. What if the friends took turns visiting Paris, What if Emma could spend summers in New York? What if love didn't have to mean choosing sides? Ross answered the phone on the first ring, his voice catching when he heard her laugh. Not the polished version she used for business calls, but the genuine, slightly snorty laugh that had made him fall in love with her twice. Sometimes the greatest friendships aren't about staying together, but about finding ways to love each other across any distance, even when the plane actually leaves.